And we are back after what was probably the most emotionally draining weekend of football I've possibly ever experienced. Starting with the throw of the century from Borussia Dortmund in Germany to blow the league title on the final day to Bayern Munich. Then we headed off to Wembley. Should I say I headed off to Wembley with a lot of members of my family to watch the most nerve-wracking game of football I think I've ever experienced live, as Luton took on Coventry in the playoff final, with Luton Town securing promotion to the Premier League on penalties. And look, I've been to weddings and funerals with this lot, and I don't think I've ever seen that many members of my family crying at the same time. Absolutely incredible. Then you moved on to Sunday, where you had another playoff final that went to penalties in League 2, followed by everything that happened on the final day with all the relegation stuff with Leeds, Leicester, and of course Everton, who were able to secure the victory on the final day to survive, with Leicester and Leeds both going down. I was with my mates watching all of that happen, which was why there was no reaction to the Manchester United game, because we were just watching that. And then of course yesterday as well, yet another energy draining, emotionally draining game of playoff action in League One, where I think VAR got some very big decisions wrong for Barnsley, and then a last minute with 3 seconds left of added time in extra time, Sheffield Wednesday secured the win. So that's why there's not been any uploads over the last few days. It's been an incredible weekend of football. I've been watching as much of it as I possibly can, and because of it I've not really had time to do any of this, but it's been, like I say, an incredible weekend, very emotionally draining all round. And look, at the end of the day, we have a lot to discuss. Today's video is going to be about wrapping up everything fantasy football related. As you know, I've been running a fantasy football all season long, so this is going to be my wrap up for everything related to that, and revealing who was the winner of the Esso 99 League. Tomorrow, we will then have my final Premier League team of the season, updated from the one that I did a few weeks ago for the FIFA Premier League team of the season. And then Thursday, we will have my review of my league predictions, where we'll find out if I was able to improve on my score from last year and reveal the winner of the Esso 99 League for league predictions as well. So if you are not already subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. As I've just said, we've got all that coming up, as well as predictions for all of the European games and the FA Cup final coming up over the next couple of weeks as well. And make sure you drop a like on this video as well if you have enjoyed the fantasy football series. I will be changing it up a little bit for next year, so make sure you let me know in the comments your thoughts on how I should do fantasy football next year. More of that as we get into the video. And now let's just do it. So, as you know, over the course of this season, I've been doing my best to give you guys the best hints and tips of players that you should be picking up over the course of the season, and then challenging you guys to build better teams than me. And as you would have seen over the course of this season, there have been a lot of winners on multiple occasions. On a fair few occasions, I have been able to get the most points. But all in all, if you compile all of the points put together from all of the teams that I have created over the course of this season, it actually comes to a total points tally of exactly 2,700. Now, unbelievably, despite the fact that I have handpicked every single one of these teams each week, that still wouldn't have been enough to win the overall fantasy football for this season. And fair play to all of those that actually managed to pull that off legitimately. Obviously, I'm taking 30 to 40 point deductions every week, making all of these transfers, and people actually still were able to outscore me. If I would have entered this team without any points deductions, I'd have finished 120th overall. So still not too bad. But like I say, the fact that people were still able to beat that score, considering the fact that they have not taken points deductions to the extent that I have, incredible achievement to all of them. It also means that I got an average points total of exactly 71, or 71.05. But I'm just calling it 71, which is really annoying, because if you know me, you know my standards for fantasy football. My target is 72, because that is every single player contributing 6 points, including your captain, that would then score 12, meaning that you get the score of 72. So to miss out by 1 point on the average, I'm a little bit annoyed about, and I will do my best to adjust for that next season. My best game week of the season came just a couple of weeks ago in game week 36, where I was able to score 140, and my worst game week came in game week 15 with a score of only 25. Hopefully, I will improve on both of those for next season, but that's sort of my overview of the stats for me personally with my best of teams. Like I say, I might mix it up next year. I've been doing full-on videos each week. I think what I might do is adjust it to maybe do some shorts next year. So we'll just do 30-second to a minute videos where I'll say, here's some players that I want you to try this week. Here's the team. Try and beat it, essentially. I think we can do an entire video's worth in that 1 minute space. So keep an eye out for that at the start of next season. Let me know your thoughts on whether you'd prefer me to do fantasy football in 1 minute short videos rather than full videos for next season. But before we leave, we do have the business of wrapping up who was the winner of the Esso 99 League for the 2022-23 season. And there are no surprises that the winner was, of course, James Morris. He has been top essentially from day one. He only didn't top the table during, I think it was September. He was top at the end of August, dropped to second or third in September, but has then got himself back to the top and has stayed top ever since. So an incredible achievement for him. He managed to win it in the end by over 50 points from Freddie Vollens. As you can see, all of the top 20 on your screen right now. If you didn't quite make it into the top 20, commiserations. But as always, thank you very much for playing. And yeah, my own personal team ended up 14th. A little bit disappointed. I was targeting the top 10. You do see I was able to claw back the majority of the points, only missing out on the top 10 by literally 30 points. So considering the fact that I was in the 30s after the World Cup, I would have finished in the top 5 overall if the fantasy football would have started when the World Cup ended. So I'm not going to complain about my own personal team's performance. I just had a shocking start to the season that I was able to pull back to a respectable finish, and I managed to finish in the top 1 million overall, something I've done every single year. I'd have been very disappointed in myself if I didn't finish in the top 1 million players. But like I say, congratulations once again if you did manage to make it into the top 20 for the end of the season. And another congratulations to James Morris for being this season's winner. All that is left to say for this year is once again, thank you very much for playing, and I will be bringing this back next season. As I say, how I do the videos may be slightly different, but the Esso 99 League will definitely be renewed at the start of next season at the earliest date. So if you're already in the league, you will be automatically entered for next season's tournament as well. But if you want to get in early for next season, you can actually still join the league now for the end of this season before I renew it at the start of next season. So league code is on your screen once again. If you want to get involved for the start of next season, even if you got more points than James Morris, you can obviously, that will put you above him in this year's league table. But obviously this video is to wrap up and say that he was the winner. But like I say, if you want to get involved for next season, you can still join the league for the end of this season and you will just be automatically entered for next season. If not, we will have a brand new league code for the start of next season where we'll be doing this all over again. And one final thank you very much from me for playing along this year. I will see you very, very soon. And I will be back with my fantasy football at the very earliest point at the start of next season. Thank you very much for watching.